Greetings! Mantaray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a premium formats. Kagero's Dragonic Overlord to Destiny with Harmonics Messiah. Alrighty, let's get started. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0s in this deck we are playing 1. Grade 0, Lizard Soldier Conroe. The Grade 0, Lizard Soldier Conroe, starting unit. Skills, first skill, auto. Forerunner, when another Kagero unit rides this unit, you may call this card to the rearguard circle. Second skill, action is a rearguard. Cost, counter +1 and retire this unit. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 1 or less Kagero, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 0 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck, we are playing 4. Grade 1, Dragon Knight He Shot. 4. Grade 1, Lizard General Conroe. 3. Grade 1, Energy Flame Addict. And 3. Grade 1, Lizard Soldier Raupia. The Grade 1, Dragon Knight He Shot. Skills, first skill, auto as a rearguard. When placed, counter +1 and soul +1. If the cost and paid, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's back row rearguards and retire it. Second skill, when rode upon, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Grade 3 or greater card from among them and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. The Grade 1, Lizard General Conroe. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand. Cost, choose a Grade 3 card from your hand and reveal it. If you pay the cost, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 3 card of Overlord's card name, reveal it, put it into hand and shuffle deck. Choose a card from hand and discard it. Second skill, action is a rearguard. Cost, retire this unit. If the cost and paid, choose one of your vanguards of Overlord's card name, and until end of turn, it gets a skill. Skill, auto as a vanguard. When this unit attacks, countercharge 2. The Grade 1, Energy Flame Addict. Skill, auto as a rearguard. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, when your opponent's rearguard is put in the drop zone during the effect of one of your cards, if you do, choose up to 2 cards from your damage zone and turn it face up. The Grade 1, Lizard Soldier Raupia. Skill, auto as a vanguard or rearguard. When your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now, for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing 3. Grade 2, Break Breath Dragon. 3. Grade 2, Buy Attack Dragon. 3. Grade 2, Turret Cannon Dragon. And 2. Grade 2, Bellicosity Dragon. The Grade 2, Break Breath Dragon. Skills, first skill, auto as a rearguard. At the end of the battle it attacked. If your opponent's rearguard is retired this turn, cost, retire this unit. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Second skill, auto, when rode upon, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. If you do not retire a card, draw a card. The Grade 2, Buy Attack Dragon. Skills, first skill, action is a vanguard or rearguard. Once per turn. When this unit attacks a vanguard while boosted, cost, soul blast 1. If the cost and paid, choose a column and retire all of your opponent's rearguards in that column. Second skill, auto from the hand. At the beginning of your ride phase, if your Vanguard is grade 1 or less, cost, discard this card. If the cost and paid, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to one grade 2 or less card from among them, reveal it, put it into hand, and shuffle your deck. The grade 2, Turret Cannon Dragon. Skill, action as a Vanguard or Rearguard. Once per turn, cost, counterblast 1 and put a normal unit from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. If the cost and paid, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less Rearguards and retire it. If your hand has 4 or less cards, draw a card. The grade 2, Bellicosity Dragon. Skill, auto as a Vanguard or Rearguard. When your opponent's Rearguard is retired during your turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. And at that, we've covered the deck's grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 3 lineup. And now for the grade 3 lineup. For the grade 3s in this deck, we are playing 4. Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Destiny. And 4. Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Rebirth. The grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Destiny. Skills, first skill, auto as a Vanguard. Cost, Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Vanguard circle from hand, or at the beginning of your ride phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose any circle other than Vanguard circle and put all of the cards on that circle into the drop zone. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. Cost, counterblast 1. When your unit stride, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's Rearguards and retire it. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 card of Overlord as card name from among them, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. The grade 3, Dragonic Overlord the Rebirth. Skills, first skill, auto as a Vanguard. At the beginning of your battle phase, cost, you have 1 or more Rearguards and lock them. If the cost and paid until end of turn, and then in the next battle, this unit attacked, cost, counterblast 1 and discard a card from hand. If the cost and paid, stand this unit. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost, Soul Blast 1. When the cost and paid, and for every 2 of your locked cards, choose one of your opponent's Rearguards and retire them. Third skill, auto as a Vanguard once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you have 5 or more locked cards, and if you have 4 or more cards in the damage zone, cost, discard 2 cards from hand. If the cost and paid, stand this unit, and you get an imaginary gift force. With that, we've covered the deck's grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the trigger lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1. Grade 0, Dragon DD King Resurgence Dragvita, Over Trigger. 3. Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tikla, Critical Trigger. 4. Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Paloma, Critical Trigger. 4. Grade 0, Wyvern Guard Barri, Draw Trigger. 2. Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tara, Heal Trigger. And 2. Grade 3, Dragon Dancer Nastasha, Heal Trigger. The Grade 0, Dragon DD King Resurgence Dragvita, Over Trigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Choose one of your Vanguards and it can restand it. The Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tikla. Skill, auto as a Rearguard. Generation Break 1. When your Vanguard attacks, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and pay, draw a card, and one of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. The Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Paloma. Skill, continuous from the hand. While paying the cost for stride, this card may be discarded as a Grade 3. The Grade 0, Wyvern Guard Barri, Draw Trigger. Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, auto as a Guardian. When placed, cost, discard a card from hand. If the cost and pay, and one of your units cannot be hit until end of battle. The Grade 0, Dragon Dancer Tara, Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of calling a G Guardian, cost, bind this card and bind another heal trigger from drop. If the cost and paid, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. The Grade 3, Dragon Dancer Nastasha, heal trigger. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle from hand, if you do not ride a Grade 3 or greater unit this fight, perform one of the following. First effect, choose one of your vanguards and it gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. Second effect, choose one of your opponent's units and it gets -2 critical until end of battle. Then second skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard circle from hand, if your damage zone has no cards, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1. Over trigger, Drag Vita, 7 critical triggers, 4 draw triggers, and 4 heal triggers. And now for the G zone. For the cards in this G zone, we start with the G units. For the G units in this deck, we are playing 1. Grade 4, Harmonics Messiah. 1. Grade 4, Xerath Dragon of Inferno Drachma. 1. Grade 4, Progenitor Dragon of Lightning Flame Gilgal. 2. Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight Barakat. 4. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Dragonic Blade Master Titan. 2. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Dragonic Overlord the Purge. And 1. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Zanbus Dragon. The Grade 4, Harmonics Messiah. Skills, first skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Harmonics Messiah G unit in a deck. Second skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose 1 or more cards from hand if the sum of their grades being 3 or greater and discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Third skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard Circle, choose any number of locked cards and unlock them. Choose the same number of cards from your hand as the number of cards unlocked by this effect and discard them. Fourth skill, Auto, as a Vanguard or from the G zone. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard Circle or at the beginning of your turn, if this card is face up on the G zone, and if your damage zone has 2 or less cards, and no new card was put into your damage zone during your opponent's preceding turn, cost, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Fifth skill, Auto from the G zone. When your Grade 1 unit is placed by riding from Grade 0, if you went second, cost, reveal this card. If the cost and paid, put a Guardian Shield ticket into your hand. The Grade 4, Xerath Dragon of Inferno Drachma. Skills, first skill, Ultimate Stride. Stride Step, cost. Choose a card of the same card name as your Vanguard from your hand and discard it. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is placed in the Vanguard Circle, cost, Counterblast 2. If the cost and paid, retire all of your opponent's units, bind them face up. Your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand, discard 2 cards from among them, and rides the selected card among them onto the Vanguard Circle as stand. The Grade 4, Progenitor Dragon of Lightning Flame Gilgal. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Discard a card of the same card name as your Vanguard. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Second skill, Continuous from the G zone. This card cannot be turned face up by abilities. If this card is face up, you can stride it without paying the cost for the stride cost. Third skill, Action as a Vanguard, Counterblast 2 and Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, until end of turn, this unit battles all of your opponent's units in 1 attack and gets plus 10,000 power. And a skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attack hits, countercharge 1. The Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight Barakat. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from your hand, discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks, cost, turn a card from your G zone face up. if the cost and paid. And if your opponent has 3 or more open rearguard circles, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 critical, plus 1 drive until end of battle. If your opponent has 5 or more open rearguard circles, all of your rear guards gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Blade Master Titan. Skills, first skill, auto, stride step. Cost, choose 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from hand and discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card into your Vanguard circle from face down. Second skill, auto, as a Vanguard or Rear Guard, Blaze. At the beginning of each of your attacks, if you have more rear guards than your Vanguard becomes blazing until end of turn. Third skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn, Generation Break 2. Cost, counterblast 1, and choose a face down card from your G zone and turn it face up. If the cost and paid, choose up to the same number of your opponent's rear guards as the number of face up cards named Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Blade Master Titan in your G zone and retire them. Until end of turn, this unit gets a skill, continuous as a Vanguard. If this unit is blazing, this unit gets plus 1 critical. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Overlord the Purge. Skills, first skill, cost, stride step. Choose one or more of your cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from hand, discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card into your Vanguard circle from face down. Second skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn. Choose a face down card from your G zone and turn it face up. Choose a card of Overlord and its card name from your hand and put it into the soul. If the cost and paid, if the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone is 4 or less, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards and deal 1 damage. During that damage check, all trigger effects are nullified. Third skill, continuous as a Vanguard, Generation Break 3. This unit has the same number of drives as the number of cards in your opponent's damage zone. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbus Dragon. Skills, first skill, stride step. Choose 1 or more cards to the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from hand, discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card into your Vanguard circle from face down. Second skill, action as a Vanguard, once per turn. Cost, turn a card from your G zone face up. If the cost and paid, retire all of your opponent's rear guards, and all of your Grade 3 or greater units gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. And at that, we've covered the deck's G units. Next, let's get on to the G Guardians. And now for the G Guardians. For the G Guardians of this deck, we are playing 1. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Defeat Flare Dragon. 2. Grade 4, Flamewing Steel Beast, Denial Griffin. And 1. Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight, Absalam. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Defeat Flare Dragon. Skills, first skill, G Guardian. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost, choose a card with heal trigger from your hand and discard it. Call this card onto your Guardian circle from face down. Second skill, auto. When placed on Guardian circle, during the battle your Vanguard with Overlord in its card name is attacked by your opponent's Vanguard. Cost, counterblast 1 and choose 2 Grade 3 or greater Flame Dragons from your drop zone. Put them to the bottom of your deck in any order. If the cost and paid, retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the back row. The Grade 4, Flamewing Steel Beast, Denial Griffin. Skills, first skill, G Guardian. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost, choose a heal trigger from your hand and discard it. If the cost and paid, call this card to your Guardian circle from face down. Second skill, auto as a Guardian. When placed, cost, counterblast 1. If the cost and paid, choose one of your opponent's attacking rear guards and retire it. The Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight, Absalam. Skills, first skill, G Guardian. Usable when both fighters' Vanguards are Grade 3 or greater, and the number of face-up G Guardians in your G zone is 3 or less. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost, choose a heal trigger from your hand and discard it. If the cost and paid, call this card to the Guardian circle from face down. Second skill, auto. Cost, counterblast 1. If the cost and paid, when this unit is placed on the Guardian circle during battle phase, that your Vanguard was attacked by your opponent's Vanguard. If you do, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield until the end of battle for each of your opponent's open rear guard circles. And with that, we've covered the Dex G Guardian lineup. And if that, the deck's been built, card ups explained. Next, let's get on to explain the deck's main playstyle. For the main playstyle of this deck, just write your right line normally from grade 0, 1, 2, and 3. If you're a grade 3, either being Dragonic Overlord the Destiny or Dragonic Overlord the Rebirth. So if you want to focus on retiring rear guards, you use the Destiny. And if you want to focus on powering your Vanguard, you use the Rebirth to set either Imaginary Gift Force 1 or 2 to your Vanguard. And then for your rear guards, you just use for your front row, try to get rear guards that specialize in retiring rear guards or from benefiting from the retiring of rear guards, like for example, Bellicosity Dragon and Lizard Soldier Rapia, who benefit from having your opponent's rear guards getting retired. And then as well as Addict, who lets you countercharge when you retire the rear guard. And then for your other rear guard slots, try to secure rear guards that specialize in retiring rear guards like Bi-Attack Dragon and Turret Cannon Dragon. And also for other, you can also stride G units that specialize in retiring rear guards, like the ones we explained early in the video. So the main playstyle is just like use your retire skills to retire opponent's rear guards, like using Bi-Attack Dragon, Turret Cannon Dragon, the Destiny, or any of your G units to retire. And then when retiring, you can then benefit with your other rear guards like Bellicosity Dragon or Rapia, who power up every time you retire an opponent's rear guard, thereby giving you more power to work with to make it easier to pressure finish up your opponent. Or you can also use Addict skill. Then when you retire opponent's rear guard, not only get to move into the soul to give you more cards to soul blast with, you can also counter charge too to give you more counter blasts to work with as well. So for that's the main playstyle of this deck. Just write your right line normally to a grade 3 with either you have two choices. Either focus on the Destiny to focus on retiring your opponent's rear guards and to benefit from retiring them, or to use the Rebirth to focus on restanding your Vanguard with power-ups from the Imaginary Gift Force. And if you choose to go with the Destiny, secure your rear guards to specialize in retiring and benefiting from retiring. Like for retiring, focus on Bi-Attack Dragon and Turret Cannon Dragon, and also the Destiny skill and your G units. Then focus on cards that benefit from retiring your opponent's rear guards, like power-up skills with Bellicosity Dragon or Rapia, or cards that let you build up your souls and counterblast with your Addict. And alright, that's the main playstyle of this deck. And of that's just all the time we have for today. First I want to say is thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. And I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And of that I say goodbye and see you.